What's up, everybody? You know what it is. Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv. It's a beautiful Tuesday as usual down here on Walker Street in beautiful Casperry neighborhood. Super dope episode today. Got my man Christopher Brown. He's running for District 4 City Council. He's going to be in the building today to speak about his run for District 4, what makes him want to run, and a bunch of other stuff. But I guess in the meantime, you know, as we normally do, it's gonna get to some news. I'm gonna holler at Herb. Herb just got back from Miami, which y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? I look on, I'm like this man on South Beach, he doing it big. Like where was I was missing the champagne bottles and the bottles of Ciroc though. Like where was the drinks at?
We were sober that weekend.
Y'all was sober that weekend? I don't believe that.
We were just rocking with the medicine.
Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Well, I know you and you young Daniel and Terrell is down there doing it big. Y'all can't ever lie to me, especially when it's BET Hip Hop Award weekend, man. BET Hip Hop Award weekend was this past weekend. For those in the music know, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't in Atlanta as usual, which I was blessed for because I'm sick of that traffic on between A3C, BET Hip Hop Award weekend, and whatever else might pop up on a Saturday in Atlanta. I didn't need no more traffic, so go ahead and take that to Miami. If y'all had a chance to well, actually, no, y'all didn't get a chance to watch the show unless you was on Instagram and follow. Yeah, y'all didn't get a chance to see the show, but they actually had some. They listed the winners recently. You know what I'm saying? The show isn't going to air until October 10th. Actually tonight. Yeah, it's airing tonight. See how much I pay attention to BET Hip Hop Awards? It's airing tonight. So I don't want to spoil everything, but since y'all are here, y'all clearly ain't watching. Y'all clearly ain't watching. But there was a ton of nominees. You know what I'm saying? There was some ridiculous categories. Like I'll give you a hint. Cardi B did win something. She won Hustler of the Year. I don't even know how do you list Hustler of the Year? Like Cardi B's going against Jay-Z's in the world, and like what's Hustler of the Year? Like what's Impact Rapper of the Year? Like what does that mean?
I mean, we heard her a lot. She was everywhere.
I feel you.
Everywhere you turned, you heard the Cardi B song, so it's like, all right, I can understand why they gave that.
I'm with and shout out to my man Brandon Peters, man. I'm with Brandon. Like that just sounded a whole lot like Viacom, Love and Hip Hop, Cardi B, You Need a Trophy. That sounded a lot like that to me. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, all right, so you in the category with, like you said, Hove and them like that. Hove, they made multi-millions this year. Like, that's not a hustler? Like, I mean, I get you had a dope song, but what makes you the hustler of the year? But I ain't going to argue with BET because BET don't pay me to do that. You're probably watching tonight. I mean, I doubt you are, but if you are watching tonight, I don't want to be a spoiler, so I'm not going to give y'all who won and who didn't win. But just be aware. There's going to be an award called Hustler of the Year. Cardi B going to win it. I'm going to be confused, too, what Hustler of the Year is. Josh Gordon, I don't know if y'all watch. Go ahead.
You know why? It's because where she came from.
No, I'm not giving her no excuses, dog. Like you coming up with excuses for dumb shit now. Like BET just does dumb shit. There's Impact of the Year. Like there's just random categories. Like they ran out of time and space, and they in Miami. They not in Atlanta. Like you know what I mean? Like they trying something new. Clearly, I don't know what you're gonna keep that format, but it's whatever. I was gonna get on to Josh Gordon real quick. Josh Gordon, former wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns, been in and out the league for the last couple of years over drug issues. He recently released a mini documentary through the Uninterrupted, which is a website that's super dope when it comes to sports. The website it dropped today, where Josh Gordon literally discussed his drug addiction, and for the most of the world, people thought it was weed. They thought he was on weed heavy, like he was one of them dudes who just don't know how to he don't know how to time his drug test or just really don't give a fuck. He's one of them dudes as far as I'm concerned. In the NFL, they'll tell you when they about to test you. Like, if you still fail, that's on you. So he just kept failing. So I figured, you know, maybe you just got a problem, bro. So they did. They sent him to rehab a couple of times. He speaks about all that in the documentary. But the thing that was telling to me was he openly said, nah, my addiction had nothing to do with weed. My man said, but in 2012, I used alcohol on many occasions, Xanax on many occasions, cocaine on several occasions. I've been smoking weed my whole life. Codeine, cough syrup, like he doing all this. He doing all this and still racking up the yards and the touchdowns he was doing. Like that's remarkable. But so you know he's been suspended from the NFL for multiple violations, like I mentioned. He recently completed a rehab stint for 90 days, making that the 4th time he's gone to rehab for this same situation. You know, and as long as he doesn't pass those classes, as long as he doesn't do what the NFL asks, he can't play football. So right now he's trying to rehab he's trying to rehab his image, you know what I'm saying, and let the league know that at least he's trying. I thought him admitting that was a lot. You know, that's a big try. You know what I'm saying, to say. For one, I'm agreeing with my man Bridgemont. If you don't do drugs, you don't want to admit out loud you do. You know what I'm saying? And when you run down cocaine, Xanax, you on crystal meth and a whole bunch of other stuff, don't do stuff that you don't want to say out loud. Like, I don't mind saying weed out loud. I don't mind even saying I'll drink out loud. I ain't never going to tell you ever I did cocaine, because I can't say it. I'm not going to tell somebody that shit out loud. But he did, you know what I'm saying? And now, luckily, he's getting over it. He did mention about how his first rehab stint, he treated it like a PR thing. Like, he didn't go in there on nothing real. So there's no reason. We're not shocked that he came back out and relapsed. And now that we know what he was relapsing about, you know, yeah, that's some hard drugs to get off of. And you was rocking with Johnny Manziel pretty hard. And I'm pretty sure he's still on something. But, but congrats to Chris for Josh Brown for Josh Gordon, for trying to get his life together. Hopefully he get back in the NFL. If not, you know, man, I hope you find another path, brother. Facebook suspended Lil B, the bass guy, recently. I don't know if anybody follow Lil B still, but bass guy is out here handing out curses, and he's still doing him. Dropping a mixtape every 2 weeks, 98 songs on one album. He's still doing his thing. Recently, though, you know, bass guy has no problem flexing how he feels about issues, you know what I'm saying, all kind of stuff. He has no problem with it. And on Monday, yesterday, he actually tweeted out that he found out that Facebook has banned him for 30 days because he was talking about white people. And I'm like, really? Like, let's be a little bit more be a little bit more clear with this one. Like, what did you specifically say that got Facebook to ban you? Because this is a man who had the Black Kin mixtape, the I'm Happy, I'm Gay mixtape. Like, he's done a whole lot. Like, what made them say, okay, this is it? But apparently I guess he didn't mention too much about the post itself. But as of late, you know, B has been actively discussing social issues on Twitter and Facebook, such as race and double standards, visual codes, the legacy of slavery, all that. So maybe Facebook was just shocked. They was like, maybe he's been hacked. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not normally the bass guy we know. So they probably shut him down for 30 days thinking somebody had hacked his site. But no. That was him doing all that, man. You know, but this ain't the first time. He actually got banned in 2014 for 30 days. I don't know what that one was for, but I do know he got banned before. So this ain't no new thing for him. So, you know, he went to Twitter, tweeted it out, let people know, you know, tweet them and let everybody know that I need my Facebook page back so I could get at all my friends and let them know what's going on in my life. I don't know about bass guy, man. Like, I didn't get him really as a rapper. I don't get the kid, but you know, a lot of other people do. So salute him. Hopefully he get back on Facebook. I'm sorry he got suspended. Atlanta is a destination spot right now. The Drug Policy Association comes to Atlanta this week. From October 11th through the 14th, the International Drug Policy Reform Conference comes to Atlanta for days of panels, everything on drug reform, policy, and more. It's going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of dope speakers there. The tickets are a tad bit high. I ain't going to lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a couple of dollars and you don't mind spending it, and this is something you do want to do, I suggest you do it. Because as you're watching changes in Atlanta, especially around cannabis, not only do you want to be on top of everything, but like I said, you want to know the stuff that could even be coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff that's going to happen in this city hasn't even happened yet. You know what I'm saying? The people aren't here yet. The nothing, or the infrastructure around it ain't here yet, but it's coming. You know what I'm saying? So I say be ahead of the curve, not behind the curve, or not right there at it. You know what I'm saying? So get ahead, get to know some of these people, get out there and let them know how you feel. I mean, at all panels, they take questions, and at any time you can get up there and speak to them about how you feel about this policy, how this hasn't addressed arrest rates for blacks enough, this, that, and the third. You can do all that to these people's face, you know what I'm saying, and get a chance to meet them, speak to them, and see how you can get active on your shit. So definitely take advantage of that. The International Drug Policy Reform Conference is here in Atlanta. There's going to be a lot of dope events around it. So if you see some people around here and they talking a lot about cannabis and they having a conference, pop your head in. They having a fundraiser, pop your head in and see what they talking about. You might make a new friend, man. Like I say, I got my guest Christopher Brown on tonight. He's a candidate for District 4. That's a district that's been held down for 5 terms now by Cleta Wilson. So I think that's a huge mountain to climb. So I want to talk to him about climbing that mountain. What made him choose this route? You know what I'm saying? What made him want to run for District 4? I also want to speak to, I know he has a background working in unions, and I have a personal affection for unions. I think unions is dope. You know what I'm saying? So I want to speak to him about that and working for workers. And, you know, I know he also was supportive of the ordinance that's going to decriminalize cannabis. That's a big thing. So I definitely want to mention that to him and speak to him about why he left a lucrative music career to get into politics. So stay tuned, man. We got my man Chris Brown coming through. Check out this commercial, and then we're going to be right back. Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on live hiphopdaily.tv.
LiveHipHopDaily.tv, Atlanta's only online 24-hour hip-hop TV channel. Watch live podcasts, original content, music videos, and more. LiveHipHopDaily.tv. This is LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
All right, everybody, you know what it is. CashColorCannabis podcast, a higher level of conversation on LiveHipHopDaily.tv. As you see, I got my special guest in here, Christopher Brown. Before we get to him, I do want to shout out my man Cheddar and the Cheddar Man podcast, Cheddar Man Cave podcast, excuse me. It's my brother from Boston, man. He definitely blessed me with the Beta Glass Labs joint. I'll show y'all a little bit later, but I'm going to get Chris off the air before I show y'all. But definitely shout out to Cheddar, man. Like I said, mad fan, Roxbury, Dorchester. We got to stick together. But like I said, got my man Christopher Brown in the building. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great.
All right, that's what's up, man. You know what? I got a chance to get to know you a little while. I see you a lot from city halls to even the podcast you pulled up for the Freeway Ricky show, man. And I've been wanting to get you on the show because I was interested in hearing about your run for District 4 because, you know, the history behind it and that there's literally been a person there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always wondering why people decide to take on certain things. And I thought it'd be cool to get you on the show and talk to you about that. So,
man, I pretty much started in the city of Atlanta in 2005. So I started as an employee in the city. Okay. And so I was 21 at the time. So I was very young. So as the longest, and right now being the longest held job I ever had, you know, it's the only job I ever had that's been for a 10-year time. I just feel it was time for a change and a difference. You know, I got a chance to see the politics that happened inside City Hall. I became good at something that I never knew I would be good at. You know, I didn't go to school for it, but I started learning policy. And I remember going to school at Georgia State, and my professor telling me that I should change my major to law.
Yeah. What was your major initially?
Telecommunication and CIS.
Oh yeah, get to law.
Yeah. So it just became interesting in how we had to shape the law, you know what I mean, in terms of dealing with the unions or what have you. So I found something I was good at, and so I decided to do something different.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. So that's how you, well, you know, I know your background a little bit, did my research. You know, I know that you got your spark when you was at Georgia State. So was that the spark, you know, saying when your professor actually mentioned to you literally maybe you should get into law versus pursuing a career in telecommunications?
Nah, my spark was actually when right before I actually went to Georgia State, because actually the city paid for me to go to Georgia State. Okay. So I was actually working in the field, being young, and the crazy part about it was really marijuana that helped me push into that era. Okay. How did marijuana help? So being young, I feel like I'm about to hear a good story. There was a lot of nepotism and things that were going on within City Hall. Okay. And so there was some younger cats that was on the truck and they was complaining going downtown, you know what I mean, trying to report some of the stuff that was going on. And they just so happened to be on the same truck that I was on. Yeah. And so we just so happened with some of the younger people at the station. And so that's how they got them out. They basically lured the people in and kind of got them to get irate and then send them down for a drug test. So of course they tested dirty, you know what I mean? Of course, yeah. So I watched two people go down like that. And so me at the time I wasn't smoking. Yeah. So it's like they thought they was gonna get me the same way. Yeah. So they got another trick coming. I feel so you went in there with the big old smile on your face and grabbed the cup. Go ahead, nigga. I'm ready. No, I actually booked. Really? I actually booked, and so you know what I mean. I was really strong about my characteristics are kind of strong about things I believe in. Yeah. So I was like, nah, I wasn't going. And so one of the older guys kind of came to me like, look, young blood, if you ain't dirty, go take the test. You know what I mean? Because they finna fire you. Yeah. Because if, you know they had a law. They had a law basically or a rule that if you refuse a drug test, it's automatic termination. Mm. So is that just a Georgia thing? Well, you know what I mean, because it's a municipality, you covered by civil service.
Oh, okay.
So civil service is pretty much the law, the ordinance.
Yeah.
And so if you refuse the drug test, you automatically became terminated.
Okay.
So I went and took the drug test or what have you, came back clean. It's a whole story behind that, man. It's crazy, but you know what I mean. That it ultimately led to people thinking I was gonna get fired. They watched all these other folks get fired, and I made them some believers. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
You know, I had good book sense. So I knew how to read. I knew how to interpret things, and so I went downtown to find out what's this book and these things they keep giving me this piece of paper. You know what I mean? Where can I find that? And so I went down to HR, and they was like, "Well, you part of the union. The union should give you this whole stuff." But the union was kind of in on it. You know, some of the guys they wasn't straightforward. They was some do boys, and you know, hey, we had to go to show them.
Look, you know what? And I wanted to touch on your union background as well, because unions at one point in life was a very popular thing. Like my dad was part of a union. Like I know that unions was something that still are to me. That are something that are needed in order to kind of balance things out in corporate America. I know that you got active in unions. What made you get active in unions and make you get that passionate about working for workers?
That case.
Okay.
Yeah, that case, you know what I mean, that was the start. Like the crazy part about it was at the same time I had that case going, the same person that was the union steward had got promoted. Okay. So he was a supervisor, so he couldn't represent the plant anymore. Yeah. So they had to hold elections, and so they nominated three people were nominated, and they nominated me, and I got elected.
Hi, that's what's up.
I was like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? I'm in all this trouble, but probably was one of the best things that could ever happen to me, you know what I mean? I'm undefeated. Never lost a case in the city ever. Some of the bigger cases that you had, even dating back like 2 years ago, where they had 23 people. It was a drug case. Yeah. Where they was trying to randomly drug test people, and these people came up dirty 2 days before Christmas. And so, you know, I had to come on in and do my thing. And people still gainfully employed today.
Okay. You the guy to go to. You know what I'm saying? Apparently.
Hey, man, I'm quiet.
All right, that's what. Hey, well, that sounds like the quiet leadership is something that's definitely going to be needed, especially in city council. Like you've been in the city hall, and you see how city council get down. It could get kind of heated up in there. Yeah. So that kind of quiet leadership is needed. What brought you to? What made you want to run for District 4 though? Like again, we spoke about Cleta Wilson. We spoke about she's been there for 5 terms. What made you want to step into this realm and say that I can not only take on this race, but I think I could take on her and win?
I got a phone call one day, you know what I mean, honestly, and they said, man, listen, man, you'll be a fool if you don't run.
Really?
You know what I mean? All the advocacy I've done, after I won all these cases in the city, I was pretty much through with it. So I went into APS and started helping the kids, get tired of trying to just help adults who, you know what I mean, they aunties, uncles, daddy age, you know what I mean, but they knuckleheads too, you know what I mean? It's the product of the community. So it's like, let me only hit the kids, but they end up being a good run too. They was like, look, you'd be crazy if you don't run, man. You doing all this advocacy work for the people. Miss Winslow actually had been there. I remember I'm a 5th generation Atlanta, born and raised out of the district, so I was familiar when she became in office. Yeah. Only because my uncle owned a business on Cascade, so I was familiar with some of the things that was going on, and so me having my tenure through City Hall, I knew it was time for a change. Some of the opportunities that was available for us never happened. Yeah. So you look at it now. The dome is up now. You know what I mean, only thing that's ever came into the district all came from the dome. Yeah. Or some other external pieces.
Yeah, but with that being said, with the dome popping up, a lot of that area lost a lot. You know what I mean? Like we lost churches. You know what I mean? I'm looking at a senior citizens home now that I feel like I don't even know why y'all still up. I know they want this land. You know what I'm saying? Like anything across the street where the check cashing place used to be. I'm watching another restaurant be built as we speak. You know what I mean? That whole area is changing right in front of our face.
Yes, and so for those things, my point.
Yeah.
So we got some people that just let things happen. You're erasing our history.
Yeah, exactly.
You're erasing our history, and so if you don't have the morals and the values to, at least leave some preservation. Yeah. Of our history. What are you doing? Yeah, yeah. Especially if you look like me.
Look, serious. Like, that's again another reason why I brought you on here. I actually saw you walking through the West End on IG, and I was looking like, I'm on the West End all the time. Yeah, bro. Like, I'm shocked I haven't run into you, but I'm on the West End all the time. And watching you walk through there made me again be like, all right, at least he's about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that, again, it's not the best corner to be walking down, but it's not the best corner to be walking down because of how it's been treated. You know what I mean? Like, you talk about, again, history. You're talking about some real powerful stuff that's happened down here, but it's been neglected.
Man, my family came into the West End back in '70. You know what I mean? Which is at the top of White Flight.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when they came in, we got opportunity.
Yep.
And so I'm no different than nobody else. I was brought up in these same streets. So you got to be able to connect with the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the top to the bottom. If you're able to connect with the people, that's the only way you're going to have a resolution. Real resolution to the roots. So I'm a real grassroots type person. So I like to go down to the roots and be able to talk to the people, and they gonna give you what you need.
Yeah.
They feed you. And so for myself, you know, I feel like I'm kind of like a champion of the people. And I was a little hesitant in the beginning. It's like, man, this ain't for me. I don't want to get out here and do this. But the more I get out here and do it, it's like, man, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I got the creative ways of using existing laws and being creative. You know, some of these people and politicians that's on council, even some of them that's in the state legislature, they stale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No new blood.
They've been there for a while. Like, even in much respect to him, John Lewis. Like, these people have been in the same position for a while, and I haven't seen any place, any business, anything like that where you allow people to be in power for decades as long as they have, and something actually changes. You know, like we had Sandra Sidon, who's running for mayor of Roswell. She's running against Jerry Wood. Jerry Wood been mayor since 1998. Do you know how much stuff happened since 1998? You know, we actually ran it down on the show. We talking about Biggie died, Tupac, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wu-Tang emerged.
Right.
We talking about all kind of things happening. This man saw it all.
Right.
That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is not cool. You need to have some new people in there in order to understand the new generation. So I definitely agree with you, man.
Yeah, we got to connect. And so fortunately, my mom, you know, like most black families that grew up out of poverty, you know, your family kind of sometimes had you at an early age.
Yeah.
So my mama had me when she was 16. So I'm old enough to understand and young enough to connect.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm in the middle to kind of skip the generation.
I feel
if
you.
you follow the succession rate, you know what I mean, kind of skip the generation.
Yeah.
So when you talk about millennial, even though I'm at the top of the millennial curve, when you talk about millennials, think about the 24, 25-year-old person that's next in line to be leaders. And it's like, are they ready?
Yeah.
And I talk to them often. We have some bright young brothers and sisters out here.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can't connect the history. So it was just time for somebody to step up, and I grabbed the baton.
Bro, look, you know, and speaking about being at the top of the millennials, you know, I feel like I'm there. Like, I'm old enough to remember when I first was told about email, and I said, why would I do this? You know what I'm saying? I was old enough to remember when Black Voices was jumping. And I'm also old enough to know how to use Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? Young enough to know how to use Snapchat properly. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm in that realm too. So that's something. Shoot for that crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That crowd is definitely out there. What's your vision for District 4?
At its present state, you know, my vision is a place that's inclusive of everybody.
Okay.
You know, gentrification has started to happen. We have to accept reality. You know, too often we try to buck and stop stuff and try to control things. We can't really control certain things. So right now, we're at a state where we can really shape it before it's too late.
Yeah.
It's just a place that's inclusive. When I'm elected, District 4 is going to drop the numbers. It's going to be the promised land. Okay. So, you know, we're in a place where people wanted to have dreams, right?
Yeah.
Martin Luther King had a dream.
Yeah.
We got to have hope.
Kanye had a dream too. I also think I thought he was about to rap again, man. Kanye had a dream.
We got to give people hope, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so in connecting with people, you know, I kind of give them hope. And that's what's been told to me. It's like, man, you just give us hope.
Yeah.
I done talked to some older brothers, man, some great icons in this game. And they say, one brother said, hey, man, you just give me hope.
You know what, and that's needed, man. Like, I spoke to people about Kwanzaa and why I felt like I was going to support Kwanzaa, and it was the hope part. You know what I mean? Like, when he went and presented his legislation, the thing that was dope to me was, as long as we've been working on the podcast, as long as we've been doing the documentary, I've had a chance to see some of these laws get passed. Like, I was in the Capitol when Alan Peake was getting the petitions for HB 722, and for me and Danny to sit in that room and not see a single black person at all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that's across the country from Colorado to Washington or wherever. We're seeing laws get passed that don't even include us, by you know what I'm saying? Not in any way, shape, or form. So to see him make that move to me was the hope part. Like, I always speak about how I don't feel like people of color would even care about the cannabis industry if you don't give them a reason why. Like, we've been overly criminalized. You can't see an image on TV that makes it positive.
Right.
You don't see any politicians talking about it. So how would I want to jump myself into something that I've already been arrested for and all that? You have to see people give you that hope. You know what I'm saying? And seeing Kwanzaa stand up there with the confidence he did and he told Andre Dickens, you know, like I know, we got friends who got locked up. That confidence.
Right.
I like hope like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like.
Keep it real, man.
Yeah.
You know, too often I hear, I have some of my brothers come up and they said in the meeting, don't come in the hood with your tight suits on. don't forget where you came from, and that's just your ability to relate.
Yeah.
And so I spend a lot of time in schools with kids and stuff, and so I dress with a suit and I come in, they see me, but it's different when I go in there with my street clothes.
Oh yeah.
They relate. You know what I mean? I like to have a real conversation with them and just relate to them about real things.
Yeah.
And they respect that.
Yeah.
So if you want to make change, you got to be able to connect with the people.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, man. How'd you feel about the cannabis decriminalization, reclassification, however you want to call it? How did you feel about seeing that happen?
Amen.
Hey.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. That's hope.
Yes.
That's hope. You know, I got a lot of phone calls when it was coming because a lot of groundwork was done, a lot of conversations were had. Trying to just to activate the energy of the people to buy into what's going on. And so this is why I talk about that hope piece. You know what I mean? The people you talk to, they hear you, but they don't understand. Yeah. And then they don't believe you until they see it on the news. Yep. So the time it went off, and then, my phone was blowing up. Hey, what we need to do?
Exactly.
But there is an education component that's missing to it, because we got to educate our brothers on what's going on. Because the first thing, I already knew that before it even passed, because I had brothers saying, "Hey, boy, as soon as it passed, boy, I'm going to City Hall steps and blow me one."
Stanley told me about two friends he got arrested in West End the day after, and told the cops, "You can't arrest me."
That was the problem.
Yeah, told the cops, "You can't arrest me. It's only a ticket now." Cops was like, "Not yet."
Right.
Not yet.
So that's the importance of civics. You know what I mean? It's important of education and connect with the people. Putting civics back in the school.
Yeah. Oh, the fact that we don't have civics in school is why we got 30-plus-year-old men on Instagram discovering that there's an electoral college. Like, literally, I had to call my friends. Was like, "Dog, did we not learn this in middle school?
Right.
That there's an electoral college? Why am I watching grown people up here say stuff like, 'I bet you didn't know'?" You know what I'm saying? I'm more like, why didn't you know? Where the hell was you at in school?
Google.
Yeah, at least, you know what I'm saying? Try some stuff, man. But you're right. Civics need to come back. Teach these people actually about how the government work, and then you might understand why I say things like local votes matter.
They matter.
Like, Kasim won by 700 votes. Like, I watch him on TV, and I say to myself, why are you not on CNN? Like, somebody should have beat you by now, and you should be a correspondent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't even still be mayor right now. I wish people could understand that logic, that, that few people get people elected.
That few?
Yeah, locally.
Every vote count.
And stuff that affects your actual day-to-day. Like, Donald Trump just aggravates you. You know what I'm saying? On a reality tip. He just aggravates you.
That's entertainment.
Your government, your mayor, city council people, them the people you need to worry about. Who's the sheriff? Know that. Right. Yeah, and who's that, man?
But yeah, hopefully people now have this hope and want to get involved. Yeah. Like we got to keep the wave going. We can't let it drop. Yeah. At the same time, we got bigger issues. That the equity issues that happen with cannabis. Yes. We know it's on the way, but we have to get prepared for it. Yeah. I'm selling these fools. Y'all gonna keep us sitting down selling weed?
There you go.
What's gonna happen when they get here?
There you go. And I speak to my sister because she's against this. But we can have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I tell her, if you want to get into politics and you ain't with this, get into politics against this. But don't act. Don't be one of those people who don't know. Because when stuff happens and you be mad, you actually could have done something. Like, I'm not saying be all weed pro. Don't be pro weed. Be pro. Know what's going on in your neighborhood.
But know about it. Cause see, I got educated on the facts of the healing properties. Of marijuana. So I mean, that was the driving factor, because I learned so much in a short period of time. It's like, why not? Yeah. Like, do you know? Did you know? And so we have to educate ourselves. Education is just not about school. Yeah. We educate each other every day. Yeah. So if you're going to talk about it, educate yourself a little bit about it. Yeah. Google. I did a lot of Google.
Man, look.
I did a lot of Google.
It's there for you. Growing up, we used to do the encyclopedias, and you had to go to the library and stuff like that. Man, you got all that on the phone right now, dude. Right. And it's updated. You know what I'm saying? So that second.
So I'm actually I actually did a class with some senior citizens. Okay. On how to use the phone.
Solid.
Like, we use it. Like, we have to use some of these apps and these phones that what it was designed for. Yeah. There's some great tools in these phones. Yeah. So that again, that's some of the biggest driving factors on why I'm running. Okay. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm here. I've done a damn good job thus far. I never stop working for the people. So if you follow me, if you know what's going on, you follow that I never stop serving the people. Yeah. That's from the younger people to the older people. It's about the issues.
Nah, man. Look, I'm 100% with you here. You spoke to us about what your vision is for District 4. What part of your vision for District 4 have you not seen yet, and what do you feel like you can do to make it happen?
The inclusion.
The inclusion.
The inclusiveness of people. Maynard Jackson created a great system called the NPU system. It's the Neighborhood Planning Unit, right?
Okay.
It's the platform for the community to engage with politics, City Hall. I've watched over time. I used to be the NPU ambassador for the city of Atlanta.
I know that.
So I
read your bio.
so I got a chance to see, you know what I mean, Buckhead and Bankhead.
Yeah.
You know, how people come in and how they operate, the CDPs on the 20-year plans, and if money's not available, you put this plan together. Everything's about planning.
Yeah.
You know, we think that things just come and just happen.
Yeah, nah.
Oh man, it just came here, just moved in, and look what they done did. No, you know, this stuff been happening and happened over time, and it happened on your watch.
Yeah, some of it been happening in front of you.
Right.
You know, yeah.
And so we just don't get it. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things that we have to connect to people. And I think that at a point like now, we have to be able to be inclusive of everybody.
Yeah.
Because we got the LGBTQ. You know, we got, you know, I mean, of course, the younger blacks, the older blacks.
Yeah.
You know, the whites. We better be inclusive for everybody. We have to let people understand the culture of each other. Yeah. Because what you find out is that if you spend a little time with the other party, it's something that y'all got in common.
Yeah.
And once you find that commonality, you know, it's pretty much on a good path from there.
Yeah.
So if we can connect the people and with this hope that we're talking about, man, we got some beautiful things going on.
Bro, what you saying? What you saying,
some
man?
Beautiful things going on. So I believe that District 4 will be the model for that. You know,
okay.
Being that you got a council person that's experienced, that come out of City Hall, that has the youthfulness to relate and ability to relate from the younger generation to the older generation. We're here to set the tone.
Yeah.
There's seven vacant council seats that we know, without a doubt, that's going to be filled.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
have to be
filled.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
be, yeah.
so at minimum, we got 7 people that's going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's only 15.
Yeah.
It's almost half the council.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah, for real.
So
we're
losing institutional knowledge, historical knowledge of things that have happened. So you start talking about stuff like the Beltline.
Yeah.
Who could say they was there when the Beltline deal was inked? I can tell you about that was inked. Oracle deal was done. You had a $50 million Oracle deal going on at the table. You had solid waste workers about to lose their weekly pay during Christmas time. It was a big fight at one time, and I was there to witness and help shape that.
Yeah. So
I just feel like, you know, the people deserve better.
All right, that's what's up, man. Speak to us about Cleta Wilson. You know what I mean? I know. What do you feel like? I guess she's done positive so far.
Her ability and willingness to serve. Okay. You know what I mean? It's a job. So, you know, I appreciate her willingness to serve, but I really know some things that's really going on, some things that has really happened. You know what I mean? When you talk about gentrification, when you're bringing buses into the neighborhoods with these people that you're spending dollars on, bringing them from the outside to shop our homes around, instead of empowering some of the people that's from within. It's true. Like I said, I try to take the high road. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, she know what's going on.
Like you say, you know, some of the stuff is bold as day when you're seeing some of the things change in the city. Like, I've been living here now 6 years, and in a small 6 years, I stay on Piedmont Road, right where the bridge collapsed. Like, literally, that's where my apartment is, when the bridge collapsed. I've watched this whole little block changed so quickly. You know what I mean? Right. Like, where the Salvation Army is right now used to be just a field. Where there's apartments right now, the Amelie's, that was literally a field. And I used to know homeless people used to sleep there. Right. Now you got condos, apartments are now $2,500, you know what I'm saying, starting, and I got homeless people sleeping in my dumpster. You know, that's serious. I told Kwanzaa that. Yo, no, you talk about being for real in the streets. We got homeless people sleeping in my dumpster right now with no concern.
Man, when I first left the city, I had acquired some property, leased a property on P Street. Okay. Matter of fact, it's the same place my campaign office is, right? So I was there for a number of years, and it's right across the street from Gateway. Gateway is the homeless shelter. Yeah. And so even right now, you know, we just walked outside, you know, on the way over here to see homeless folks in and out the store. Like, it's crazy. But I talk to these people. Yeah. And they just want hope, man. Like, some people, everybody not on drugs. Some people just in transition. Some people are displaced and have to take that road.
And when you speak of inclusion, I would hope that you would include the homeless community. That's where I was going to. You know what I mean? Because again, the homeless community, one day I'm gonna get a check and I'm gonna say, you know what, I absolutely don't care, and I'm gonna say exactly where you could go find a homeless family sleeping in front of a very popular club that I'm sure brings in millions of dollars. Right. Like, we'll have, let's say, Diplo's, performing in their parking lot.
Right.
You feel me? And I can tell you right now, if you woke up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and walk to the MARTA, you're going to see the same family sleeping in front of this place as if nobody knows this happens.
Right.
That's sad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we talk about inclusion, we often forget that there's people sleeping on these streets who need to be included in this change as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So is that going to be another one? I mean, I was going to ask you about what are your campaign, points. But is that going to be one of the things you are going to push for, at least when you, for your district? Let's figure out something to do about this homeless population that we need to not only not stop ignoring, but start trying to empower.
So we're already working on this stuff. Like, some of the stuff that we talk about in issues, and people, like, I just left a meeting, and people it just bores me to talk about what you're going to do. Right?
Yeah.
It's some things that you could be doing right now. Like, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
You know, there's some plans. There's a city called Milan, and a good friend of mine has a plan, a whole development plan for a corridor in Southwest Atlanta. And it's phenomenal, you know, and it actually talks about homelessness. It actually talks about sending those people away who needs that real help. Yeah. Because you can't take a person that's on drugs,
no,
and put them right in the halfway house. You know what I mean? Right in the hood.
Yeah.
What you think gonna happen? Like, that's how it was when I was younger. There was a halfway house right in the middle of Cascade, and the people would walk from the halfway house to the block to the store. Yeah. And you know what's happening.
I swear there's one on Edgewood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear there's one on Edgewood right now where they do exactly that. You walk downstairs and then walk onto Edgewood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what sense does that make?
So, but we have to take a holistic approach. You got to really tackle the problems because there's some underlying issues. Yeah. What I've learned about some of these wraparound services is, you know what I mean? They've turned some of these nonprofits into businesses.
Of course. So, you know, we need to find those anchors that's really helping at the root level, and really empowering these people, like workforce readiness. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's out there. It's enough private. I like some of the initiatives that's going on, but we just got to do a little bit more. Got you. You know, right now they're doing the Beltline Overlay District, inclusionary zoning piece. Okay, and what exactly is that? So basically, it's just where they're forcing affordable housing on new development. Okay. So they're just now doing it. Yeah. Don't do it because it's election year. And see what I'm saying is, and now I got to applaud Andre for stepping out, because one thing about it, his 4 years on, that's probably why he's unopposed right now. Andre has done some great things. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think that other people should take suit. He's the youngest person on council. That's why you need some more blood. Yeah, man. In the council, bro, like he's the youngest person, and he's doing some of the most impactful ordinances outside of what Kwanzaa just did. Yeah. You know, Kwanzaa got some good stuff going on too. You know, he had the whole diversion program. Yes. I like the diversion program, but guess what? We need it over here on the west side. Yeah. Where the black folks is. Yeah. You know, we understand what's going on, and I understand that's his district though. Yeah. But other council members, y'all need to follow suit. Y'all should be putting this coattail and saying, hey, let me chime on to that. Yeah. Let me do something for my district. Yeah. How did you do that? It's that simple. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, you know, everything that's that simple isn't that simple. You know what I mean? It's some stuff they start debating it before you know, you start realizing who's paying who and what's really involved here. You know, that's why I was scared about the ordinance. I thought it was gonna pass, but I would have never guessed 15-0. Like, that says so much to me. I was like, y'all don't want to lose a vote, do you? In November, do you? To be honest, I think I caught a well beforehand. Really? The energy was in the room. Like, when you bring a certain energy, you just got to do it a certain type of way, and it was present. You know, again, that was my last one. I just felt that we went ahead of the curve to make sure that the energy was in the room. I love that, man. I love that. Let them know the presence. You know what I'm saying? Again, don't lose a vote. You know, because some people ain't voting for Kwanzaa. They're not voting at all, but they still would like this. They like this cause. Yeah, you gotta figure what they was debating. Yeah, Kwanzaa was on the point. He was on point. And so what happens is you start getting into debate, right? So they start pushing you further away from your point. Yeah. Bottom line was the charter, the state statute allows for the municipality to set the penalty. Simple, right? That's why it's reclassified, and it wasn't so much of decriminalization. You just reclassifying that penalty from a jailable offense to a $75 fine. Yeah. What else is there to talk about? Let me tell you something. I hope some trolls are watching right now. Chris Brown just really gave you some basics real quick in case you had a problem with this declassification, reclassification, whatever you want to call it. He just gave it to you as to why that happened. Right. Yeah, so I appreciate that, man. So what are you listening to on the campaign trail out here? Man, I'm just really out there with the people.
trying to stay out of it. I try to stay focused because there's so many distractions.
Tell me you don't have nothing on your playlist, man. Stop it, man. Something tell me you got Crime Mob still in your something tell me you that guy.
On the real, I listen to a lot of old school music. Okay. Old Atlanta.
Pastor Troy, you know?
Pastor Troy, Master. I was just admiring Master P was on Rolling Out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's OG stuff. You have to get into that mode.
Let me tell you about OG stuff. I looked over there in the CD case. My man got Bossolini over there, and I was like, "Bro, are you serious? Well, you got the No Limit catalog."
Hey man, hey, P's an icon, and so you know what I mean. If you ask something, and I salute all the new school rappers. Yeah, because you know what I mean. What you probably didn't know is I came out to music too. You know what I mean? People didn't know that I came out the Snap movement. When you see those shirts and lean with it, rock with it, I did those shirts. You know what I mean?
Say word.
Call Parlay. Call Low. Call.
Hey, hold on. Let's call Parlay. Parlay is down the street.
Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. Everything verified. Yeah. You know what I mean? When the Snap movement ended, call the rich kids. Yeah. Them nephews. They started in my basement.
Stop playing, man.
You know what I mean? Like
this shout it.
Yeah, this is our family. So when you talk about the music game, that's where I come out of. Like, and that's why I talk about culture. That culture is what helps, and it's the substance from where we came from. We're just telling the story of what we know. It's the real struggle. It's the real movement. Yeah. So the crossover, what you didn't read about the whole piece was I was road managing BHI, which was K-Rap's group, Do the Pool, Palace, Bubblegum, who produced I'm the Man. You know what I mean? I was road manager at the same time all this stuff was going on. It's a real story. Like, it's a book and a documentary coming.
Bro, I'm laughing because you need to tap Schoolie on the shoulder and be like, hey, bro, while you up there performing, fuck it up, so tell everybody to go vote. You know what I'm saying? So you rock with rich kids, man. Make them rich kids do something. They popping right now. At least them two, him and Jose Guapo.
Hey, man. They got a lot of good things going, man. So there was some of the first people that, you know what I mean, definitely tuned in to this ordinance and trying to figure out what was going on.
Oh, of course. I saw them in Sunny Digitals and all them trying to really peek their head in and see what's going on. And I want to let them know, brothers, we need you out here for this Smoke the Vote. We need you to get you out here and support some of these people like Christopher Brown, like Tamara Shealy, like Kwanzaa Hall, like all them brothers, man.
Yeah, man. I like that. Smoke the Vote.
I can't keep that for myself. Somebody else came up with that.
Listen, all great things is for everybody.
Yeah, hey, say Christopher Columbus.
Hey, say no more,
man. So, but definitely, I appreciate you coming through today and letting us know everything about your campaign. For those who want to check up more of you, let us know where you can find you at online, Facebook, Instagram's website, all that.
Definitely, you can find me at Chris Brown for Atlanta. That's CHRIS Brown. FOR Atlanta.com. It's CB the number 4 ATL. That's on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Yeah. So, or you catch me in the hood near you.
No lie, dog. Like, my man was dead serious in West End, and I was like, how do I not bump into this dude more? Like, I'm out here all the time.
Hey, I'm everywhere. You got to be everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely got to, man. So I appreciate you coming through, man. I'm going to let Herb cut through some commercials, and we're going to kick it over here behind the scenes style, man. So I definitely appreciate you again coming through the Cash Color Cannabis podcast today, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Hey, we're going to do a special episode tomorrow, but I'm going to let everybody know that on Instagram in a quick second, saying to celebrate some of my friends in the cannabis community who are in the city for the international, for the Reform Conference. So we're gonna be over here tomorrow between 5 and 7. We're gonna do a quick little show. We're gonna have a little, we have a little part-timer for my friends and them, man, give them a place to come through and kick it, and just show love. So I'm gonna tell everybody about that on Instagram. But of course, catch the show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. down here live Hip Hop Daily Studios. It's Cash Color Cannabis Podcast, a high level of conversation on livehiphopdaily.tv. Appreciate you, man.